na magiging bankrupt ang buong prosesong ito sa transparency at accountability. Ginoong Pangulo, iginagalang ko po ang aking mga kapwa senador hukom at iginagalang ko ang desisyon ng nakakarami. Pero ang mahalaga pong kahit sa ilang sandali ay madinig sa bulwagang ito ang damdamin ng ating mga kababayan. Damdamin ng pangangamba, damdamin ng pagkabigo, ng isa na naman malaking pagkabigo sa paghahanap ng katotohanan. Marami pong salamat, Ginoong Pangulo.
Majority Floor Leader, the gentleman from Misamis Oriental.
Thank you, Mr. President. I voted to respect that particular and specific TRO dated February 9, 2012, but subject to the impeachment court's modification that said TRO refers only to foreign currency deposit accounts. Since the TRO is only temporary and for the meantime only, there is no great damage to be suffered from respecting it also in the meantime only. And in that meantime, the Senate will also vigorously defend its sole power to try and decide impeachment cases before the Supreme Court. The matter of jurisdiction will be raised by the Senate before the Supreme Court. But I have noticed the attempt of the Supreme Court to enjoin the implementation of the entire subpoena dated February 6, 2012, including peso accounts. Hence, the need to modify the wording or the wording of the TRO to be respected. May I therefore appeal to the Supreme Court to write or craft their decisions, resolutions, or orders very carefully, clearly, and accurately. But what ultimately swayed my vote to respect the said TRO is that I agree with the preliminary reading of the Supreme Court majority that foreign currency deposit accounts are of an absolute confidential nature. But I am still hoping that in the final disposition of the PS Bank case, the Supreme Court will respect the constitutional power of the Senate to be the sole trier and judge of impeachment cases. Because if the Supreme Court does not, we will cross that bridge when we get there.
Majority Floor Leader.
Senator Trillanes earlier asked for the floor, then Senator Cayetano Pia, then Senator Pangilinan, and Senator Alan Cayetano, Mr. President.
Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. I voted not to abide by the temporary restraining order of the Supreme Court, and this is my explanation. We, the graduates of the Philippine Military Academy, are not taught to be saints. We don't even pretend to be one. And we don't even pretend to be self-righteous. But when faced with a dilemma involving our work as public servants, we have been trained to always seek the moral high ground. The issue we face is not a constitutional crisis, but a moral crisis. On one hand, the Supreme Court, who through their TRO, threw that concept of judicial restraint out the window and intervened in the affairs of the Senate as an impeachment court to protect and cover up for one of their own. On the other hand, the Senate, who is merely performing their mandate as clearly defined by the Constitution. To the ordinary Filipino, the choice is very clear. The Senate should not be a party to any policy that would provide sanctuary to alleged lawbreakers. Moreover, as a former soldier, I was taught to disobey unlawful orders. This TRO, in my uncomplicated mind, that of a soldier, this is an unlawful order. With that, Mr. President, while I respect the decision of the majority, I firmly believe that the Senate missed the opportunity to stand on moral high ground in this issue. Thank you, Mr. President.
We respect the opinion of the gentleman, but all of this will unravel in due time. Majority Floor Leader.
Senator Pia Cayetano, and then she has withdrawn. Therefore, Senator Pangilinan, Senator Alan Cayetano, Mr.
The
President.
gentleman from Pampanga.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just to abbreviate the proceedings, I will just manifest that I will submit a written explanation of my no vote. For the record, Mr. President.
Who else?
Mr. President, in casting my vote this afternoon, I did not get 100 million pesos in cash nor in projects, but I did have 100 million reasons to vote that way. Mabigat po ang desisyon. Since Thursday afternoon, sinabi ko hindi muna ako mag-iisip, pero nung Friday, Saturday, Sunday po, talagang inisip ko, pinagdasal, diniscern. Kasi bilang abogado, napakahirap magdesisyon kung mag-a-abide or kung re-respetuhin ang isang TRO. Hindi po sapat ang ilang minuto para i-discuss ang napakabigat na issue. So baka katulad ni Senator Kiko Pangilinan ay magbigay na lang po kami ng extended written explanation. Ngunit gusto ko pong banggitin na we took into consideration the law, meaning the Constitution, existing laws, jurisprudence. Yung pong mga desisyon ng Supreme Court, hindi lang po ng Pilipinas kasi kukonti pa lang po ang impeachment proceedings natin, kung hindi yung nangyari sa Amerika. Sa isang banda po, sinasabi na pag hindi nirespeto ang Supreme Court, masisira ang rule of law. Sinasabi po na ito ay huling takbuhan po ng mga gustong protektahan ng kanilang karapatan. Pero tama din po ang sinabi ng isang senador kanina sa caucus na ang impeachment court ay huling takbuhan ng mamamayan kung meron napakataas na posisyon o nanunungkulan na kailangan alisin. Nakakalimutan po ata natin na isang Chief Justice, isang membro ng Supreme Court ang ating trinatry ngayon. At nagkakaroon na ng pag-iisip ang ating mga kababayan na ang Supreme Court po ay sila'y meron tulungan pagdating dito sa impeachment. I don't want to cast any doubt upon the Supreme Court. That's why I was hoping, after asking last Thursday the witness, Mr. Garcia, kung walang TRO, ilalabas mo ba yung accounts? Ang sagot niya, hindi. Meaning, kahit hindi nagbigay ng TRO ang Supreme Court, hindi pa rin naman ilalabas dito. So I was hoping they would not issue a TRO, even if they would go on with the case. But to expound, Mr. President, why I voted that way, totoo po, the highest court, the Supreme Court, the court of last resort. Pero madalas nating sabihin, ang impeachment court ay at the very least sing-taas or equal, or some will say higher in the sense that pwedeng kasuhan ang buong Supreme Court. Pwedeng lahat ng membro i-impeach. Pwedeng pa isa-isa. So at the least, Mr. President, we all agree na pagdating po sa matters of impeachment, that should be left completely to the impeachment court. We have agreed po that all of us who graduated law school after the 1987 Constitution understand the expanded jurisdiction, yung parating binabanggit na grave abuse of discretion leading to lack or excess of jurisdiction. Pero tinuturo din po sa atin na hindi nawala yung political question doctrine. Na kung klaro na sa isang ahensya ng gobyerno o isang body o isang instrumentality ang kapangyarihan na yon, hindi dapat paghimasukan ng Korte Suprema. Meron po tinuro sa amin, nung mahilig pa po tayo sa mga debate clubs in high school, in college, yung pong argumentum ad absurdum. You bring the argument to the absurd so that you will understand whether or not that argument is plausible. The court agreed. Pag pinatigil ang hearing, hindi pwede gawin ng Supreme Court yan. The court also agreed that yung decision natin ay hindi pwedeng baguhin o ibahin ng Supreme Court. Ang pinag-uusapan po natin, interlocutory orders, kung pwede po, or mga points of law, ay pwede mag-issue ng TRO ang Supreme Court. Ang sabi po ng majority, pwede. So let me bring the argument to the absurd. What if the only ground to impeach a president, a COMELEC chairman, chairman of COA, or a Supreme Court justice was a dollar account? Then the TRO will practically stop the whole impeachment proceeding. Or what if the one party suddenly decides each and every sub-paragraph, we will go to the Supreme Court for a TRO. And what if the Supreme Court issues a TRO, 3 TROs a week, 2 TROs a week, 1 TRO a week? Hindi ba meron tayong doktrina sa batas, what you cannot do directly, you cannot do indirectly? We cannot say later on, we will abide by this one, we will not abide by this one. We have to face squarely the issue of jurisdiction. Does the Supreme Court have jurisdiction in matters of impeachment cases? And we have to look them in the eye and tell them, this is not a disrespect. Hindi nyo field ito. Hindi nyo po sakop ito. Dahil pag sinabi po nating sakop nila ito, they can practically stop the impeachment court. So let me borrow from our good friend. Sinabi niya po ito sa kanyang church, si Pastor Doy Castillo. Sabi niya, ang TRO ay dapat truth, respect, obedience. Ito pong impeachment is search for the truth. Hindi to criminal case, hindi po makukulong ang respondent dito. Ang pinag-uusapan dito, fitness. Kung karapat-dapat. Dapat po dito, pagkatapos ng trial, dalawa lang resulta. Either klaro sa atin na hindi siya fit at tanggalin siya, o klaro sa atin na fit siya at lahat tayo'y suportahan siya bilang Chief Justice. Respect goes two ways, Mr. President. We should respect the Supreme Court, yes, but did they respect us by suddenly issuing the TRO, even if they could have taken judicial notice that hindi rin naman ibibigay ng presidente ng PS Bank? Eh tayo po, bumoto pa tayo na wag ipatawag ang mga justices dito. And then they will issue a TRO just like that. Lastly is obedience. Obedience to the rule of law. We are under scrutiny here. Binabantayan tayo. Kahit anong maging desisyon natin dito, may sasang-ayon, meron hindi sa atin. But the question is, obedience to what law which will lead us to the truth? Will the TRO help us to find out what's in the dollar accounts, or will it hinder? So this is my humble submission, Mr. President, and that's why I voted. My vote really was that to uphold the jurisdiction of this impeachment court, that the Supreme Court does not have any jurisdiction, or it is a political question. They cannot issue TROs or orders that will, in one way or the other, affect how we try and how we decide this case. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Majority Floor Leader.
Senator Pia Cayetano.